Hello, and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays, a podcast by friends for friends. I'm here with Margaux,
Hey.
and that's it, and me, I guess. Ryan is unavailable. It was hard enough trying to schedule this. It's been a while.
We had a hiatus being holidays. Yeah.
But how have you been?
Um I've been pretty okay. Generally festive time. And then rang in 2023. It was a blast, and then I immediately got COVID. Which sucked. But such is life. So
Such is life.
yeah. Um, Luckily, not to harp on vaccines too much, but I think they made it really tolerable. Um, so, yeah. How about you?
I did not get COVID. Still have never gotten COVID.
Nice.
So
You
doing.
stop saying that because literally the day before, the three of us that got it were all saying like, "I'm so impressed with us. We've never had it. Like, we really made it this far."
I don't know. My girlfriend talked about it frequently. Whenever someone, like my dad got COVID a couple months ago, and
Mhm,
he was the last one in my immediate family to not or to get it, except for me, I
mhm.
suppose.
Right.
So yeah, my girlfriend talked about that all the time. It's like it's never got it. Kind of wild. It's been going on 3 years, and
Ooh. Yeah, it's a sneaky guy.
also
But
2023 does not feel like a real year. This is the first time in
no.
my life where I'm like, that's fake. It's not 2023.
Yeah. Also, last year just like flew by that it also didn't feel like a full year. If that makes sense. I don't know. Um, yeah. Also, absolutely not winter here.
Yeah, it we had a pretty good winter in Illinois for like a couple weeks right
Okay.
around Christmas. But
Uh-huh.
then kind of as soon as Christmas was over, like a few days after that, it really warmed up. And
Fascinating.
it's kind of been like that ever since. Although it's been a lot
Going.
now that I'm here in Iowa, it's colder.
Yeah. We've had like every few days it'll get down to like 34-ish. And then it'll just like warm back up pretty
Hmm.
soon after. Like it'll like tease us with like maybe it'll be cold. And it is, I guess, because I definitely have worn jackets out because of it. But then it'll be like, now you only need like maybe a long sleeve shirt. And it's just confusing. I don't know. Um, but that's about that. I don't know.
Before Christmas, we had like negative tens. It's cold.
Negative tens?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't know why you do that. As if you have full control over
Yeah,
it.
I decided to flip it to winter, and
Just kind of a ridiculous choice on your part.
I liked it. It was the first like snowy white Christmas we've had in a long time. I feel
I
like
don't think I've ever had a white Christmas.
that's sad.
Oh. I mean, I wasn't saying it in like a sad way.
You're just missing out.
Like, just like matter of fact, like I don't know. I kind of think like snow is like a January thing. Um,
Yeah, it. I mean, it used to be when I was little that we had snow like the whole winter months, but
mhm,
then it became more of a January, February thing.
fair, yeah. Um, Although like I don't know, for my like brief stint of living in the Midwest, it seemed like it also just lasted until like April, which is ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, it depends. It does feel
it's-
like I don't honestly don't remember how it was at our undergrad, but here in Iowa now, it feels like pretty much you get fall up until I leave for winter break, and then
uh-huh,
it's just dead of winter for January until past spring break, so like late
fair,
March, early
right?
April.
Yeah,
So you only get spring and like spring clothes for like 3 weeks maybe.
absolutely. In Gilmore Girls, there's an episode where they have spring break from Yale, and they're at first Rory and Paris are staying at Yale, and it's like snowing and like hail and everything, and they're like, it's not spring break at all, and that's how I felt all the time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a reason it's kind of a trope to go down
Yeah, to
south
Florida.
for
Yeah.
spring break.
Oh man. Um. Well, when I got COVID, I um first of all, just fair warning, there is going to be a lot of cuts in this episode because I will be editing out my just like pauses and thinking, because it happens. But other than that,
Just gotta do like jump smash cuts constantly.
with like really loud musical transitions.
Yes. Just like bang of some cymbals and then we're into it.
The like iMovie like swipe away transition things.
Exactly.
Um, oh my lord. Maybe. But I also was like the I didn't have like a bad fever. It was maybe only like 100, which in some like doctor's offices isn't even considered a fever. Um, and so it's like they're weird about it. Like I had one doctor tell me like it's not a fever until you're 104. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, that
that
seems
seems
high.
that seems a little high. I would think like
But
102 is once
yeah,
you're in fever territory.
I think that's fair. But I wasn't even there, so it was like not a bad fever, but definitely like the headspace of a fever. Like I was having like fever dreams, and just like my mind was like all jumbled. Like you know when
Okay.
you're like really sick.
No.
Oh, I know you don't like get sick, but like when you get sick, you like get sick. So I thought you would get it.
I mean, I was pretty sick right before finals, but I don't know. I guess you're like tired, which impacts thinking.
Yeah.
I don't really associate with fever, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. But I like wrote down some thoughts, and most of them incomprehensible. Don't know what they mean.
The best kind.
But yeah, like one just says stream plus rocks plus cat.
Equals money.
Like I guess, or just like that's what sounded like happy to me or something. I don't know, like because it sounds like a happy little time. But I
Oh,
don't know
like a
what it
water
means.
stream
Yeah,
with rocks, like a rock
yeah.
formation, just cats around.
Uh-huh.
That sounds good.
Sounds peaceful. But what is I don't know. That's the whole note. Um this one's more of a shower thought. Of if you're on antibiotics and then you eat yogurt, which is probiotic, does it cancel out?
I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah, that seems right. Scientifically speaking. Um but the
Although,
last
I mean, not that it
wait.
cancels out, but I do think, I feel like I have been advised in the past to eat more yogurt after I've been on antibiotics to like replenish. I don't
Like
know if this is real
balance
science.
yourself.
To yeah, to like get the good helpful bacteria that's in your stomach back.
That's fair. That makes sense. I
It
don't know
makes
if it's
sense to
true or not,
my
but I believe it.
non-medical. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'd believe it if I did
Right.
believe it when the doctor told me that. So
Yeah. Especially if like a grandmother told me that, I would do it like 100% of the time. Like that sounds like I know it came from a doctor, but it sounds like it came from like a wise like maternal figure of like, hey, here's how you take care of yourself, kid. um, and I trust it. Um, the last one though is I do fully remember just because I was so concerned about it. But on YouTube, like I get ads, right?
mhm,
Because that's the thing, and
can't escape
I
them.
can't escape them. And I've been getting a lot of trailers lately for movies that I don't think the algorithm should think I'd want to watch, which has been confusing.
Okay,
But that's fine. It introduces me to the fact that a lot of movies get made in the year, I guess, and sometimes I just never hear about them, but now I do. And I keep getting a trailer for House Party. I don't know if you've seen it.
no idea what that is.
Okay. So House Party is a like slapstick comedy movie about like raunchy comedy about two guys who want to throw a house party.
Okay,
You know?
sure, yeah.
The trailer suggests nothing otherwise. the trailer looks like two guys. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna throw the party of the year." And they're like, "We got to get all these crazy people." Oh my
Oh,
god, that
I
guy
did
almost
see a
took.
trailer for this actually.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's like this guy almost took his pants off. Like, wow, crazy! It's a house party. Like that's pretty much what the trailer is every time.
Hmm.
Um, the first time I saw this trailer was when I was in that like fever state. Um, and at the end, it obviously says that it's rated R, um, because it's like a raunchy comedy, right?
Hmm.
And for whatever reason, I cannot describe it. I just knew that it was a horror movie because it was rated R. And
Okay.
so I was just like thinking about it after I got onto the video that I was trying to watch. I think I like paused the video to be like, a horror movie about a house party? That sounds awful. Like I'm an introvert and like it's scary. Those are both terrible options for me. And like I was like, that sounds like the scariest movie that I could possibly see. Like even though the whole trailer was like comedy.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for me to think this other than I
Yeah,
just
not a
saw it
single
was
scene in that
rated R.
trailer would give you
No.
the horror feel ever.
Not a thing. And so like I was like, oh my god, what a horrible idea for a movie. And then like 2 days later I see the trailer again and I realize it's a comedy. And I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. It's just because it's rated R doesn't mean it's a horror movie.
Yeah, doesn't not a 1-to-1.
Pro tip.
It's also a remake,
Is
apparently,
it?
of a
I didn't know
1990
that.
film of the same name.
It gives like 90s vibes. I'll give it that. Like Scream.
Odd.
Other horror movies of the 90s. I don't even know if Scream
It
is from the
has
90s.
quite bad reviews. It's got a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes.
And you know what? It should.
Doesn't seem particularly surprising, honestly.
Horribly misleading trailer. People were going to it
People
for
were
a
thinking
good scary
horror
time.
and
Oh my god. Yeah, so that was the highlight of it, I suppose, is just the realization of no, that's not at all what that trailer was, and I don't know why I saw it that way. Um, but oh well.
a quick note about movies, actually. Well, one,
Yeah.
saw Glass Onion and it was great. We can talk about that in the future once Ryan's here. But
Wait, what was the sentence again?
Glass Onion, fantastic.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Um, but the Avatar movie came out,
Hmm.
and I didn't watch it because it's
Okay.
3 hours and it's just a
Yeah,
lot to
not doing it.
dedicate, a lot to take out of my day to watch a movie that I only kind of am interested in.
That I'm literally only interested in for the visuals
Yeah,
too.
I don't care
Like,
about the plot, and I'm sure the plot's barely there anyways. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
visually looks cool. It's just hard to be like, all right, probably it's gonna be like a 4.5 hour experience, like a half
yeah,
hour of ads,
absolutely. Yeah.
travel time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
For
a
a movie
lot
that you just don't
that I
care
just don't
about.
super care about, and
Yeah.
not a lot of time in the day.
100%.
But I am convinced that it's using like guerrilla marketing tactics. I don't know if it actually is, but it's not on my TikTok feed, but it is on my
Uh-huh.
girlfriend's TikTok feed of like fan edits of Avatar, and I was not aware that it had any fans at all. So it seems shocking to me that enough people would be like, "Man, really love that Blue People Avatar. I'm gonna go on TikTok and make fan edits of this for a thing I love so much." It just doesn't click for me.
Like, I have so many questions.
It's not one person. Like it was a lot of people. I don't know how my girlfriend got on that side, but she would see a bunch of them, and she would never watch them
She's
either.
on
She just
Avatar
like
talk.
baffling.
um, yeah, I agree. I didn't think it had fans of like unironic fans, I should say. I know it has like the Jenny Nicholsons of the world, um, who like definitely know all about it, even though they don't really like truly care about it.
My
Um,
understanding of it was pretty much the first one came out. A ton of
yeah,
people saw it and were like, "That was
yeah.
neat." Anyways, moving
Uh-huh.
on, and that was pretty much it.
I knew people who were like really hype about the visuals and
Yeah,
who were like, "Wow, oh my god, like the prettiest movie I've ever seen. You should totally see it on the big screen." Oh, it's not on the big screen anymore. Okay, I forgot about it. Like,
Yeah.
It's
I just
yeah,
can't imagine being like, yeah, I'm part of the Avatar fandom, and
no.
I don't know.
What do they even call themselves? Like Potterheads? Like what is the like
I
what?
do not know enough about this movie to be because I never even saw the first one. I saw like
Oh,
maybe the
okay.
first hour of it,
Uh-huh.
maybe, and I know vaguely that it's like native people being
Yeah.
genocided by America.
Yeah. And see, like,
Even
here's
though
the
that's
thing.
apparently what James Cameron does not think the movie's about that, which he's crazy if he thinks that. But whatever. That's an aside.
But
I saw an
no, it's
article
not.
being
Wait, I
like,
want to talk on that because because I saw the first movie so long ago. I really only remember that it looked good. I don't at all remember the plot. Couldn't tell you anything other than there was a guy and then he was blue and then he was blue for a while and
mm-hmm,
then he
mm-hmm.
wasn't, I think, at the end. But I think he was
uh,
sad about it. I don't know. Um
past the part I saw.
yeah. Um Also they hair fuck things to connect with them. Um, that was another thing
Okay,
that I do
weird.
remember from watching it as a child. Like that. Well, like they tangle their hair in a way to allude to them having a, a special hug, and then they also hair tangle their horses to ride them, and it's like you can't have it both ways. That can't be both like a
I
metaphor
mean,
for lovemaking and a metaphor for
maybe they
reins.
have a closer relationship with their horses than the film would like
Good
to
point.
explicitly say.
Yeah. It was weird though. But anyway, beyond that, I don't like that wasn't at all any like plot that I remember. So I don't know how I guess it is offensive, but every time I go on any social media, there's people always saying like, "Hey, Avatar 2 is like bad for whatever reason," or like James Cameron is bad for whatever reason. And I just like it's not that I disagree with that or agree with that. It's just I don't know enough to have an opinion.
My knee jerk reaction is
Yeah,
always that people are overreacting because
fair.
it just feels like that's the climate nowadays of like
Uh,
we have to find something bad about like morally bad about everything. But
sure.
regardless, James Cameron has said some strange things. Because I read an
Sure.
article where someone was like, yeah, it's like a commentary on the Native American genocide that America did in search of resources. Because I feel like that's pretty transparently what Avatar is about.
Yeah,
And
fair.
James Cameron's like, no, absolutely not. It's about like how we need to protect the environment. And it's like I don't know how you can make that movie and not think that's what that's about. That's just a
Yeah.
crazy thing to say. So I don't know if he thinks that for
Or the
real because I just fail to see how you can make a movie which is literally the genocide of Native people because you want
yeah.
their resources and then say that's in fact not what it's about at all.
Or like even if he is really like that dense going into it, at least like he would need to understand, that that would be the interpretation of it. That there are like more than one
Yeah,
like viewpoints. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe his intention was not necessarily that commentary, but you should at least acknowledge that
That
it's
that's
it
an
pretty
easy
easily fits
interpretation.
that interpretation, probably more so than whatever interpretation you wanted it to have.
Like especially it's just like the added nature of like the Navi, right? Like because if you only had people going into this mystical world and there weren't other beings there, sure, maybe you have an argument for it only being about nature. But as soon as you put in like a direct like character that it is impacting in the same way that Native Americans are impacted, like, it's gonna be like how it's seen. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you would have some kind of murderous beast
Yeah,
creature, like I don't know, like
yeah,
old sci-fi movie like Bug Aliens or something. Then
right.
and then you could be like, yeah, you shouldn't screw with nature because nature will screw
Yeah,
back, and that's the message you wanted to talk
that's a
about.
movie. Yeah,
Sure, it's been done before,
sure.
and that would make sense. But
Yeah,
having like this is a native group of people here with their own culture and everything, and the bad Earth people are trying to stamp them out, then like
yeah.
it seems hard not to draw that
Uh,
conclusion.
Absolutely. I gotta think it's just like an agent of his telling him like deny, deny, deny sort of
Yeah,
thing.
quite
Yeah.
possible.
But all right, that's the tea. That's the.
Uh,
Thank you for filling me in
None of
on
us
him.
watched Avatar. I
Yeah.
probably never will.
This is my favorite thing that we do is when we just fully talk about a topic that we have no idea. It was great. But you to throw back to, I think it was the last episode that we posted.
A
You've
month and a
watched
half
Wednesday
ago, we
now.
talked about
Yeah.
Wednesday, and I have now, in fact, watched Wednesday.
What are
It
your
was good.
thoughts? Ah.
Definitely more for teenagers, I would say.
Sure.
But it was good.
Fair.
I can see why so many people liked it, for sure.
Fair enough. I don't think I will watch it, but I will say I'm getting closer and closer to like actually watching Stranger Things.
You still haven't watched Stranger Things Season 4?
So.
Oh my
But
god.
in the past like week, I was thinking like, man, I really want to watch that actually.
Because it's really good.
Well, yeah.
Ignore what
And
Ryan
also,
says. It was really good.
he's not here to defend
He
himself
can't
right
defend
now.
himself against his frankly strange Stranger Things takes. It is really, really good.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I just have to like be able to like think to do so. So we're waiting on that. But it's been good. What I don't have to think to watch, but was still great, is Miraculous. In case any of the Miraculous fans listening, I'm sure we have a huge crossover base.
I mean, it's pretty much has to be in every episode, so maybe those Miraculous fans are sticking around for the brief mention.
It's a real good season. We're in a reverse Love Square era, and it's controversial.
Yes, I heard. Well, you told me that they pretty much
Yeah.
swapped what they
Yeah.
had started as. So
I
sure.
like it. I think it's fine. I think the only bad thing about it is that it ruins one of the old like parts of the Love Square. But like when it's flipped now, that can't exist because there was one part of the old Love Square where it was like we have no interest in each other, where it was like the like human like civilian form of Ladybug, right? She was just a normal girl with a normal life, and she had no crush on Cat Noir, and Cat Noir had no crush on Marinette, you know. And so there was like one aspect of the Love Square that had no feelings for each other, and like that was fun because they just had like a buddy cop like vibe, and it was good and chill. But now with the reverse Love Square, that can exist because the one that it would be, which is Ladybug and Adrian together, have liked each other in the past and still have some unresolved feelings for each other. And so that doesn't exist anymore, and that's sad. But that's the only thing that I don't like about it. Other people just don't like the whole thing.
I can see why it would get tiring after 4 seasons or more. What season are they on?
5.
Okay, yikes.
I think the reveal is supposed to happen this season. So.
I mean, my girlfriend and I are getting back into Lucifer. And we're on. I wasn't where they made 6 seasons, so we just finished season 5. So one season left, and that show really drags on. The main couple finally getting together.
Yes, it
and
does.
It's tiring. They're together at the end of season 5, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think I watched until they got together, and then I was like, okay, that's all I needed. Now I'm not watching anymore.
It's really good.
It is.
It's generally a very good show, but yeah. It's definitely frustrating. You're like, come on, you cannot possibly drag this out for even longer, and somehow they do. For Miraculous, there was Tumblr released a like Tumblr Wrapped, because everyone's doing that now, and they had a like top 50, I think, ships on Tumblr, and every iteration of that love square was present on that list. So
Hell
Miraculous
yeah, it
had the
was.
exact same ship on there 4 separate times for every combination.
It's not the exact same ship,
It's the same people.
but different.
Clearly to Miraculous fans.
And it's great. Um, yeah, I will say there's real life consequences. They're like dealing with like actually like like real life concepts. It's not just like it is thoroughly getting, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's thoroughly getting like the Clone Wars treatment, where they've realized that their fan base is like not 5-year-olds and they're like, oh, maybe we should actually like cater towards our actual
Miraculously,
fan
adults
base.
like it too.
Yeah. And they're like handling a lot of it really well. And it's really cool. The latest one, which was kind of wild, was they did like the QAnon adjacent like um social media pipeline rabbit hole thing of like radicalizing a person through social media.
Sure, yeah.
um they like did that, and it was kind of wild. It was like, wow, what a commentary, but also this happened in the Batman. I thought it was so funny. I was like, what is it about superheroes that just lends themselves to this particular storyline?
I mean, also very relevant for modern
Yeah,
day
exactly.
storyline.
Yeah, 100%.
It's wild to me that the Batman released. I was gonna say this year, but in 2022.
2022. Yeah,
Feels like that was forever ago. My girlfriend was trying to like go back and think of what the best movies we saw last year were, and
Batman.
it shocked me that that was even a movie.
It was early on. It was like
I mean, it
March,
was,
right?
yeah. I think earlier than that. I feel like January or February even.
Oh shit. Okay, fair.
I feel like it was
Um.
super super early on, but
Mhm.
it was very good.
Yeah.
Our
Um.
top choice though is Bullet Train, which you should go watch because that's on Netflix.
I do want to watch that.
It's very good.
Okay. You sold me. Um.
That was our top choice for like
I
best movie of the year.
a movie is more likely to watch for me than a show, so can do.
That's me too. It's
Right?
difficult to be like, oh, the show, it's 10 episodes and 10
Yeah.
hours, and
Exactly.
okay.
But versus like 1 hour, okay, yeah, or like two,
Yeah.
fine.
Or like there's that new Witcher miniseries that I have not seen yet, but it's only 4 episodes. I'm like,
Oh, that's
I could get through
cool.
that pretty quick.
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, so write down the typical thing of I don't know what I'm talking about, but I saw a cool thing on Netflix that I want to watch at some point. Um, that is called Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, I've
Have
heard
you
good
seen it?
things.
Yeah.
I've not seen it. We're gonna watch it this weekend, and then we watch Lucifer instead. So
Fair. It seems interesting. It's like a heisty sort of situation, but like different timelines, different
because
like
the episode order is
yeah,
randomized for each
yes.
account, so
Except for
everyone
the
has a
very last
except for
one.
the finale.
Yeah.
So everyone has a different viewing experience. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that's super cool. So I haven't decided yet. I think like what's been holding me back is I haven't decided if I want to watch whatever Netflix has suggested to me the order be, or like the online one that is like the
Like
recommended
yeah,
one.
I was
Yeah,
probably gonna watch what Netflix recommends because like even if there's
fair.
a recommended, the viewing
Yeah,
experiences tend to be randomized. So I'm gonna give
that's true.
what the creator. It's supposed to be just you have your own experience watching. So
That's a
the
good point.
trouble now to watch is because my girlfriend and I teleparty it, so we watch
Oh,
on our
yeah.
own accounts but synced up. I don't know how
Yeah,
that works if they're both randomized differently.
that's such a good
So
point.
who knows? We
Yeah.
might just have to like see what order it gives us and
Mm-hmm.
pick one of ours just at
And
random
just yeah,
and then do it that way.
that's fair. But yeah, definitely on my to watch list. But alrighty. Um, we're gonna do a thing today. um, Similar to ones we've done in the past, being the cube personality test and the castle one that Ryan and I did. There's a new one. Um, it's a psychology test. called the forest test or a walk in the woods. It has like 5 different names according to this one article alone. Okay.
I'm ready.
Get into like Zen place, ready to visualize.
Mhm.
Viewers, do it along with us if you want. You don't have to. I didn't need to sound commanding.
No, imagine a forest right now.
Alrighty. Okay, let's get to it. Picture yourself walking through a beautiful forest. The sun is out, there's a perfect breeze. It's just beautiful. Who are you walking with?
I was thinking I'm just alone.
I will too. It's me, myself, and I. Okay. I'm sure that'll say like something bad about us.
Yeah, we're lonely people.
As you continue on your walk through the forest, you come across an animal. What kind of animal is it? I've got mine. Do you have yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking like a really pretty wolf.
Okay.
What about you?
I was thinking fox.
Love that. Kind of similar.
Yeah.
Similar vibes. Furry and like small.
Also, dog-like. Yeah.
Dog-like, yeah. Alrighty. You come up to the animal. What does the animal do? I want it to like smell my hands and like go in for like a little nuzzle in the same way cats do.
That's cute. I just think it was just gonna like stare me down.
Oh, fair.
My girlfriend and I actually saw a fox recently. We were leaving a party and it was kind of late and super foggy, which is not relevant to the story, but just
no, it adds
a fun little
detail. Yeah.
atmospheric detail. Yeah. And yeah, there was a fox just sitting like right in front of our car. Well, like in the grass part of the side of the road. Closest I've ever been to a fox in real life. It was
did
eating
it like
something.
hang out or did it? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I'm assuming it hung out if it.
But yeah, it hung out. It just kind of looked at us and then went back to what it was doing.
Fair.
Which I don't know what it was eating because we didn't feel like investigating.
Yeah, it's probably not a fun sight close up.
But it was cute. I think foxes are adorable. So
yeah, they're so sweet and tiny, and they laugh like serial killers. So
yeah, I've seen TikToks of people who have them as pets or take care of them. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, yeah, they're very like hyena-esque.
Absolutely.
Kind of high-pitched.
Yeah.
Chirp, bark, sort of.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Alrighty. You walk deeper into the woods yet, and you come to a clearing. There's a house in the middle of the clearing. How big is it, and is it fenced in or not?
I mean, I was thinking like normal house size, like suburbs, kind of 2 stories, not like a garage or anything, but like I don't know, like door, windows on either side of the door, and then windows up to designate that there's a second story.
But
no fence.
No fence. I was thinking like small cottagey, like those like stone ones that have like the vines up on them, kind of thing. Love that vibe.
Yeah.
But no fence either. I don't think. I say as if I'm not making it up in my mind. All right,
you have the power.
I can make a fence if I want to. You walk up to the door of the home, and it's a little bit open. So you enter and you see a table. Describe what's on the table.
Thinking just kind of a tea set.
Cute, yeah.
Like a little cute kettle and then some mugs.
Yeah. I was thinking like maybe a little candle and like some like wooden bowls, like that fits the vine. You finish looking around the house and you leave out through the back door. There's a huge lawn, and in the center is a garden. And in the garden, you find a cup. What is the cup made out of, and what do you do with the cup?
I was thinking just kind of ceramic, but dirty because it's in a garden.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just pick it up and investigate it.
Okay, fair. I am possibly only thinking like a teacup because you said a tea set, but I am
Probably.
thinking like a little teacup, um, and I'm just not touching it. I don't know what that
Could
teacup's
be
vibe
bugs
is.
in that thing. Don't
Could
want
be
that.
icky. Could be cursed. All right. As you walk to the end of the garden, you find yourself at a body of water. What kind of body of water is it? Lake, river, pond type thing. Um,
I was thinking pond, not super big. I would like not like big enough to be a lake, but not tiny, but kind of still and isolated, I suppose.
like that. I think just like a little creek. Um, not crick. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't think I have too many when it comes to how people say things, but crick instead of creek, ooh, rubs me the wrong way.
Get that with
um,
coyotes. People call them coyotes.
oh my god, I've never met a person who actually called it coyote.
It's a big thing in rural areas.
Okay. Fair.
So I hear it a lot in Iowa, which
Uh-huh.
it's coyotes.
Yeah, there's literally an E.
There's an E.
Isn't there another E?
No. It like word wise, you could theoretically look at it and think both those things. But because I was really annoyed about it once because I overheard this girl being like, "No, coyotes is the correct way to pronounce it," and I was so annoyed that I googled it, and the Native American word is coyotes. So
Yeah.
get out of
It's
here,
coyote.
random
Yeah.
white girl.
Yeah, we hate her. Alrighty, you must cross this water in order to get home. How wet do you get? Um, Literally not at all in my case. It's just a little creek. I can just do a little jump across. Even though I've got stubby little legs, I think I can still make it.
I was already thinking there was kind of a kayak in there, so I can
Perfect.
just kayak right across.
Oh yeah. Alrighty. Um, and now it's time for answers. Um, alrighty. Um, what is bad about us? Um, the person you are walking with is the most important person in your life.
Oh, great. Sorry to my girlfriend that I just spent the entire weekend with. Not important enough to include in my forest walk, I guess.
It's just us.
I'm gonna blame the test here for a second because the
It says
test does
you
it.
were walking.
It does not insinuate at all that you have the choice
No.
to imagine another person with you. The
Yeah,
setup
until the
implies
question.
only you are there.
Absolutely. And then
Yeah,
it's like,
until is like, who are you with? I didn't even think I could be with somebody.
yeah, and then if I change it at that point, I think like I'm only changing it because the question, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I want to change my answer, and that's not true.
yes, that wasn't what I was picturing.
Yeah. Um. But so yeah, we're the most important people in our own lives.
Nobody else, get out
No
of
one
here.
else. It was a very self-centered year, 2023. Uh, all right,
2023,
this
more like the year of me.
um the size of animal that you come across is a representation of the size of your problems.
Okay.
Not huge on either of our ends, but mine is
No.
certainly like not small either. Yours is small.
Yours is
Like,
on the bigger side for
yeah,
sure. It could have
at least
been
it's
it
not
could
like
have been a deer
bear.
or a
Yeah,
bear or like a
yeah,
moose or something.
for sure. Um, oops. If your action was okay, I guess action being like the what are you like
Like what
what's
does the animal do and what do you do
yeah,
with it? Yeah.
yeah. So if your action was more severe, it means you tend to be more aggressive. If it was peaceful, then more passive. I think both of ours were passive.
Pretty passive. Yeah.
Like I just nuzzled a little
You
fox,
I
not
had
fox,
some
a
love
wolf.
with the wolf and
Yeah,
we just kind of looked at each other.
Yeah. I just want wild animals to like friend me.
Yes.
Like I'm a Disney princess.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the dream.
absolutely. Alrighty. The size of your home is representative of the size of your ambition. So like not
Modest, I would say, but
yeah,
not like
modest.
nothing. Like
Like
it could have been like a
reasonable.
shed.
Yeah. Um alright. If there was no fence around the home, it means you tend to be more open. So yay, thus.
Sweet.
Um yeah. Um if what you saw on the table wasn't food, people, or flowers, it indicates some unhappiness.
I mean, you said like bowls and stuff though, which could indicate plate like food,
There was no food in it, but
but it's food
like you're,
related.
it is true, and I tend to think tea sets have some flowers on them. If you had
I mean, I would say
flowers in tea
tea is
sets,
also kind of food.
that's true. Yeah. Oh, we're happy. We're fine. Maybe we're in denial, but we're happy. How durable the cup you found was is a, a representative of how strong your relationship is with the person in the first part of the story.
Hmm.
Strong,
What type
mighty.
of cup did you say?
I said it was like a teacup, so
Oh,
that's
so
real
same.
weak.
Both of us kind of ceramic.
Yeah. Um. All right.
Not the
What you do?
strongest, but
No,
could have been paper.
that's true. Yeah.
Could have been
Could
just
have
some
also been like
litter.
already broken or something.
Yeah.
Like that could have been bad. What you do with it is representative of your attitude towards them. So I ignore myself. You pick yourself up.
Really trying to pigeonhole us into bad, I think.
Yeah. Oh God. Um. I might cut this out fully, but the size of the body of water is related to the size of your sexual drive.
Oh. Yeah, could probably axe that. Also, coming out of nowhere a bit.
I know, right? Like all of this is like not even remotely that. I like picked this one because I was like, that seems tame.
Yeah,
It's just a
pretty
forest.
peaceful, pretty introspective, strange.
Yeah. So, oops. um, a weird one. I think uh the cube one is still my favorite.
I like the cube. Wait, did it say anything else about the like how you decide to get over the body of water,
Uh, it's
or if you
somewhat
could, I
related.
suppose.
If you became very wet, it indicates that sex is important to you. If not that wet, it may mean it's less important.
Again, it seems very wild to suddenly be talking about sex at the end.
I know. Um, yeah. So that's that. Um, what do you think is like peak forest vibes? Because that's what I want to talk about now instead of this
Peak
test.
forest vibes, like
Like,
a real life location I've been to that I think is the best forest I've been to, or like what I like in a forest.
if you have like an example that comes to mind, I totally want to hear that. But if not, also just yeah, like what do you think of when you think of like beautiful forest that you could walk through? Like what's the visual?
Definitely greenery everywhere. So it's not
Yeah.
like just trees, bushes,
Yeah.
flowers. And I love it when it's pretty enclosed and dark, but light shining through the trees. So you get kind of like it's
Almost the
good
pattern of the
radiance
leaves.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pattern of the leaves in the shadows. That's
Yeah.
like peak forest experience.
I love that. I like it when like um the um ground is like a little emptier than you would expect in the sense of like there's plenty of room to walk between the trees too.
Mm.
Like I've been in some that it's like so jam packed and you're like just like trying to
Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
through. But like I like it when there's enough because then it feels like you are just like fully wandering through the forest in a fairy tale.
Mhm.
And that's nice. Yeah. Um, yeah. I'm trying to think of any other forest related questions.
I don't
Um,
know. I was thinking North Carolina for best
yeah.
forests, but I actually don't know if that's true. I was trying to think of like
Oh, okay.
I like I feel like it's very beautiful in North
Yeah,
Carolina for sure. But I don't
it
know if I really
is.
did a ton of hiking. We did a lot of like there's a waterfall here and it's
Yeah,
very well not paved, but like there's a trail. It's not
like
hard.
path. Yeah.
Um, which I kind of like the kind of walking through rocks and ducking under branches and stuff. I think it adds to the I don't want to say atmosphere 100 times during this episode, but that's the
The
atmosphere, that the
atmosphere.
ambiance. Throw in a
The
synonym.
general vibes. um, yeah,
But so North
I
Carolina, great. Colorado, great.
mm,
Where else? Virginia. I've had four for some
Virginia's
reason.
pretty.
Michigan as well. Also Illinois. Illinois, Starved Rock State Park in Illinois, gorgeous.
Okay, yeah. Um, no, I love that. I definitely love North Carolina. Um, and then Maryland, I do think has like tons of pretty areas. We like a few months ago, I went on a little like trip to one of the state parks in Maryland. And it's just beautiful. It's just gorgeous. I love it when like um there's some state parks that I think do it really well and some that don't, but this one did it really well. Where it's clearly like keeping the park in its like truest state while adding like accessibility for people, being like some stairs in there to like get through a really steep hill, but like they're wooden and it like all fits and it like
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't, it's not like some weird metal staircase in the middle of
Hmm.
a forest. It like just feels very natural. I love that like peak architecture to not distract from like the actual
Yeah,
area
just
and
kind
to
of
just really blend
seamless.
in. Yeah. A good time. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I really want to go up to some of the state parks in Maine
Yeah,
because I
my
have
dad
heard
just
nothing
went
but
up
good
to
things.
Maine and he loved
Did
it.
you love it?
Mhm.
Oh, I bet. It
Yeah, I really want
looks
to go there.
gorgeous. Yeah. Um, so that's a whole time. What rain on your parade, Adam?
I actually have a good rant for this because it happened today.
Oh
I
my god,
this
I'm
actually like
ready.
month and a half. I was like, what could I talk about? And there's probably a lot I could have talked about. But today I have something really annoying, which is pharmacies in America. So
Yeah,
my girlfriend got sick. She's been sick, but then she got more sick this weekend, so we had to go get um, medicine. So there's a
yeah.
Walgreens like right across the street from my apartment building. So that's where we started. You'd think Walgreens, my phone just fell. You'd think Walgreens, being a dedicated pharmacy, would
So
have a
isn't it like
good,
part of the name? Is it like
yeah,
Walgreens
Walgreens
Pharmacy?
pharmacy.
Like,
You'd think they'd have a good selection. Not
yeah.
so with at least this Walgreens. I've had better experiences with other Walgreens, so I don't know if it's just this
Yeah.
Walgreens. But this Walgreens is it has three shelves, so like one shelf of front and back, and then one side of a shelf full of
Uh-huh.
medicine, and the rest of the store is not medicine, and it's pretty much just a grocery store. So
Oh my god.
lots of food,
I could
beer.
understand it if you were like it's pretty much like convenience store, like
It's
I
very
don't
much a
know.
convenience store. Like
But
nothing about this
it's like
is
pharmacy.
pharmacy, except for those few shelves, which is at
Yeah.
least better than the next place we went to, which was Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is a grocery store
A
chain
grocery store, yeah.
in the Midwest, but they
Which you'd
have their
think
own pharmacies
was
too. So we
like
went to a dedicated, again, Hy-Vee
yeah.
drugstore in the name once again. So it's not a grocery store. This is
Right.
the pharmacy, and it had two shelves. We're down a shelf. So
Oh.
literally only one aisle in the entire store had medicine in it,
Yeah.
and everything else was food items, like a normal grocery store.
Why? Yeah.
So finally, we went to our third thing, which was the full Hy-Vee grocery store, which has a
Yeah.
small attached pharmacy. And that's the only
Right.
one that it had, I think, six shelves. So it was the
Okay.
only one that had what we needed
Yeah.
and the selection that we were looking for because the Walgreens had like one, I think literally one box of the
Uh,
medicine that she was interested in. And the Hy-Vee drugstore had nothing, but
Yeah.
the actual full-sized Hy-Vee grocery store with the small attached
Jeez.
pharmacy was the only one that it was
Like
wild.
the least likely.
I was like, yeah, that was literally our last choice. I mean,
Right.
besides proximity, because the other two are closer, we were like,
Sure.
that one's not going to have it because it's not a dedicated pharmacy. They have
Yeah.
an attached pharmacy, but that's not what
Right.
it is. And somehow,
That's the
it's
one.
the only one. Which, what is the point of being a pharmacy then if you're not going to sell pharmacy items, or
There's no point.
that's not even the main part of your store? Like, just be a
Yeah.
convenience store or a grocery store. Why you only? I was particularly annoyed about the Hy-Vee drugstore. It's like
Oh,
down the street
sure.
is a full-size grocery store. Why is
Yeah.
this store almost entirely groceries? Why would anyone
Right.
go here for groceries when there's one just like a block away?
That's so weird. Oh my god.
So it was,
Also, just your poor girlfriend to have to like go to 3 different stores when she's already not feeling well.
yeah,
Like,
not
oh my god.
ideal.
No. Hate that. Um, I don't know, man. Yeah. I feel like um I keep hearing that about like random subsections, and it must be like some sort of supply chain thing that I don't understand, nor care to, frankly. But um, like a month or so ago, I like multiple different people in my life were like, I feel like I cannot find like heavy cream anywhere at any store, and then like for it to just be like. I don't know. There's just this medicine that is just like not at like 2 different drugstores. Like,
Yeah,
ugh,
it's just like a
what?
dedicated bar. Like that's what it
Yeah,
is. Particularly, maybe I could be less annoyed about Hy-Vee, like you are a grocery store chain. Like maybe this is your dedicated Hy-Vee drugstore that's on the big sign on the front of the
yeah,
building. But I guess what you do is grocery stores. But
right.
Walgreens,
Yeah,
you're a pharmacy. That's what you are. Why are there no
ugh,
pharmacy things here?
so strange. Not ideal at all. Um,
So we were pretty annoyed. It was like, oh, this will be easy. It's just across the street. You don't even need to drive. Although we did because she wasn't feeling well. But
yeah,
because it's not like right across the street. It's like
right.
the way her position, it's like slightly down. It doesn't really matter. But and then it became like a 45-minute
Oh,
escapade to go out
oh
here and
God.
go to all these stores.
Jeez.
But she got
Yeah,
what she needed in the end.
that's what matters. That's good. Um, I'm trying to like think of something that isn't just COVID. Um, because yeah,
COVID's
obviously
definitely
COVID
a big
sucks.
one.
Like it. Yeah, it's not been like uh a fun time. Um, No, I'm not gonna be able to come up with a single damn thing. COVID. It's like I think what I hate about it is the this to not it's I'm gonna cut all of this out. Just me going I, yeah, COVID sucks. I think it's just mostly a bummer because like um the brain fog afterwards is hitting me. Luckily, like I I guess okay, luckily like I have a doctor who like has suggestions and that's wonderful. But then I also know a lot of people who have had brain fog from getting COVID. Um, and I have like lived experiences of how they dealt with it.
Hmm.
Which is equally as helpful in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
because that's nice. And I'm sure they also got recommendations from their doctors and that's wonderful. But I the like part that I don't like, um, and it's just a little rant about COVID. It was supposed to be a respiratory virus. I just think it's a little rude for it to like
Do all these
also
other
hurt my
things.
head. Like, what gives it the right?
Yeah,
It's
how
kind
dare
of
you?
just
You were
wrong.
stay in your lane, do what you were assigned to do.
Like I was talking to my boyfriend about it earlier, and I was like, "It's like I hired a plumber, and he came in and started doing electrical work. Like that's not what you're here for. Like get out." Like, yeah. So I don't know. I'm a little concerned about like long term stuff, just in the sense of like it's weird. We're living through it. I don't know.
Yeah, and it does affect everybody differently, so it's hard to tell. But I
Exactly.
think most people recover pretty quickly, so you should be okay.
Yeah. From what I've heard, brain fog is the symptom that lasts the longest, which makes sense because I'm already feeling better physically.
Mhm.
So that's fine. But I know some people had brain fog for like weeks after. I know some people had it for months after, and I'm hoping it's not that one.
Yeah, hopefully
But
not.
we'll see. Um, but that's fine. Um, so don't get COVID. Tried it for the hell of it. Not a
Would not recommend.
0 out of 10. Um, Apart from confusing me about movies just because they're rated R, nothing fun came out of it. So that's my pro tip of the week. Have a sunny Wednesday.
I
Bye.